floor. So now even with the heel hook grip, my knee is free. Okay, so I'm not worried about him breaking me in this position. Now I post my leg up and I sit back. I turn and I face my partner and I just take my hand and I reach back for a tight waist. As I reach back for the tight waist, I slip my knee out and now I'm in a good position here to start looking to attack. If I get around the waist and he faces me, we go hip to hip. Okay, so I kill my training partner's hips and I have a tight waist in place. So when he goes to elbow escape, it's a tough thing, and I can start looking to build up to my partner's head, get my hands inside, and pin my partner. If, however, when I hit that reach back whizzer, he frames on me and faces away, so frame the other way, sorry. Good, and faces away, just connect your hands, and we start looking to chase back exposure. Okay, from this position, we can start looking to break our opponent down and go into all of our chest to back offense here. Climbing the legs, coming up over top, and going to our back takes from this position. Okay, so one more time. Situation where my partner managed to let's do a little bit this way. My partner managed to not only get me in Shigurami me, but he managed to successfully create heel exposure, driving my knee to the floor. I don't want to end up in a situation where I try to turn and my bottom leg and his bottom leg stays stuck onto my secondary leg. So from here, as he goes to get to a heel hook, I focus on posting the bottom leg. As I clear that, I touch my knee to the floor before he can manage to touch his top knee to the floor. I reach behind almost like I'm reaching into my back pocket, and I start looking for my partner's waist. As my foot slips out, we'll end up in good tight waist situations here. Obviously, if he turns into me, we focus on controlling. We can definitely lock our hands and go hip to hip. And now from here, it's difficult for him to recover to guard. If he turns away, however, we're in this good tight waist position where we can weigh in on our partner's hips. Okay, and from here, we have a ton of options to go in and start taking our training partners back. We could build up to a seatbelt and sit through. We can reach to my training partner's wrist and put our partner down, start going into leg staples. We could start looking to flatten our training partner out with half Nelsons. We could start looking to use half claws or full claws to sit through and take our training partners back. All of our chest to back, behind the elbows offense, okay? But again, we get to a position where we not only have a flank, but we have a tight waist, full control of our training partner's hips, and that's gonna create, not only is it gonna completely kill any of his ability to re-enter the legs, but you go from a defensive situation where you're defending that heel exposure to a situation where not only you're free of the leg entanglement, but you're in an advantageous position to either pass or take your opponents back. All right, guys, now let's look at taking advantage of our training partner's reap and then using that to go into our ashi bolo and take our opponents back. So same thing as before. And again, this could be from a standing situation, could be from a kneeling situation. Let's just take it. We'll take it from a standing situation here where my training partner goes in and he starts reaping, okay, and generating heel exposure. So as always, we're looking to clear that bottom leg, okay? We have to clear his hook from our secondary leg. And from this position, once we get here, there are two variations to how we're going to enter into this ashi bolo from a position where his hips are down on the floor. The first one we're going to look at is going to be a back step, where we go through, we put our two hands on the mat, and provided our knee is free here, we go through and we take our knee and we place it right there in front of our partner's hip, okay? Once I get it in front of his hip here, okay, and his knee is deep within my knee line, now from here I'm going to roll over the shoulder, over my left shoulder, facing my opponent's legs, okay? When I roll, I want to try my best to roll, and I like to emphasize getting my chest on my training partner's low back. So as I roll, I try to roll in such a way that I get close to my partner's hips when I roll. Now, remember what we talked about previously. When we go into the ashi bolo, as we roll through, try to use momentum to stomp the ground, pull your left knee to your chest, the one that's wedging in front of his hips, as I step on the floor. And that's going to cause my training partner's hips to come up in the air. We flare the knee, and from here, we do our best to go hip and trap, either top trap or bottom trap, depending on what we feel. From this position, we feed the leg through, we stomp our foot on the floor. If we're able to pull ourselves up to our partner's upper body right away, connect our hands, control the hips, we're able to connect to that shoulder and gain that diagonal control. from my training partner's left hip to my training partner's right shoulder. Any direction he goes to move from here, it's going to be pretty tough for us to lose him. Okay, we have a good ability to maintain his right shoulder to my chest, and we have a good hook in place. Okay, and so from here, it's a pretty easy thing for us to take our knee up to the hip, pivot through, and then get to our back take. So again, partner has us in an Ashigarami, this time from a kneeling position. He starts pushing, driving the knee through and generating heel exposure. If his foot stays hooked in, we're posting down on the foot and we're turning away from him, okay? As we turn away, post on the knee, post on the ankle and get our knee out from within his knee line. Right from this position, we post our two hands on the mat. We begin a back step that gets our knee wedged right in front of his hips. And we immediately hit a roll. As we're rolling, our right knee is flaring. Our feet are stopping the floor. And most importantly is our left knee pulling into our chest. So as we roll with that momentum, our feet stomp the floor. Right knee flares, left knee pulls. And then we come up to these grips, here or here. Okay? Whenever we get to these grips, now we're going to have a good ability to hold our partner. As always, from here, we're looking to insert the hook, use our right leg to lift his leg if possible, and lock that figure four. If his shoulders start going down to the mat and he starts fighting us upstairs, we start looking to get a hold of our partner's wrist and pull it in as we saw previously. We point our knees up to the ceiling, we stretch our partner's hips down to the floor. That brings his upper back off the mat, closer to us. Knee goes up to the top hip. We pivot, and now from here, we're in good position on our partner's back. So back stepping Ashibolo. Okay, off the All right, guys, so now let's look at another variation of the Ashibolo when our partner's hips are on the floor, and that's going to be a knee drop Ashibolo. When our partner's hips are off the floor, all of the Ashibolo variations are dropping because we're coming from height, but because we're on our knees and our partner's hips are on the floor, we have the option to either back step, or if we want to hit a quicker Ashibolo with more momentum, we hit a knee drop. Okay, so what's the difference? They look pretty similar on the surface. The only difference is we'll hit it from that same setup. He drives the knee, he drives my leg across, I post the bottom leg, and I clear, okay? Let's just do a quick 180. Well, only difference is with the previous one, I hit a back step and I stopped here in this position, okay? When I stop in this position, so that's not happening with momentum. It's basically a two-step Ashibolo. With the knee drop, right from this position here, the second my knee touches the floor, we're going to post our hands on the floor. We're going to curl our heel to our butt, so we don't want to extend our leg and try to swing it around this way, because you could hit your partner, and it's also just less effective. Remember, we want to pull our knee to our chest. So right from this position, the second my knee goes to the floor, I literally just lift my leg, and as I'm falling, I don't place my leg here and then roll. I lift my leg, and as I'm falling, I'm already committed to my shoulder. So we hit it with a little bit more momentum. And as always, I don't want to stop here. I want to actively pull the knee to the chest, pull my left knee to my chest, and stomp my right leg to the floor and flare that knee so I can get into this position here and start looking to go through and attack my training partner's back. Okay? So knee dropping, a little bit different. Still same outcome, but we had a slightly different move that has to happen a little bit quicker. It's a little bit more of a sense of urgency. We don't stop. It's not a two-stage move. The second we go through, clear that bottom leg, get our knee free, we're going in. Even that was a slowed down version of it, okay? So we still want to try to hit it with as much momentum as possible. When you do it, one more time, I'll hit it full speed this time. Instead of taking your entire leg and wedging it right here, I'm literally just putting my knee right there and I'm rolling with the momentum. So it's almost a falling version, okay? So right as I clear that leg, I cleared, my hands go to the floor, and right from here, my knee comes up, and as I fall, we pull everything through. We point our knees away, left knee pulls to the chest, feet stomp the floor, right knee flares so we can get his hips nice and high in the air. From here, we're going hip and trap. We're passing our feet off, and we're going up to the upper body and onto our partner's back. Okay, so knee drop, Ashibolo, as opposed to the back stepping method. Okay guys, so same situation. Our training partner is able to generate heel exposure for the outside heel hook. We're gonna clear that bottom leg. This time we're gonna go into a back step, but rather than use it for back exposure, we're gonna use it to gain chest to chest, okay? So we've seen from this situation that we have the ability to go into tight waists, and we have the ability to go into ashibolos, both knee drop and back stepping methods. So we're always looking to clear the bottom leg to make sure that he doesn't connect to our secondary leg with his shoelaces. From this position, we're gonna back step and end up here. Right when I end up here, rather than going in for the ashibolo, we're just gonna hunker down on our training partner's hips, okay? And we're gonna emphasize our knee position here, okay? Because now we're looking to pass chest to chest. What I want to avoid is my training partner starting to bring his knees back in, because now he puts me back into guard. So when I finish in this position, my right foot is gonna be hooked over my training partner's bottom leg. My left knee is going to be in front of my training partner's hip. My two knees are going to be on the floor, and I'm going to sink my tailbone back towards my training partner's two knees. So I want to put weight on his two knees, bringing his two knees together. And from here, I'm going to pinch my two knees around the hips. So my right knee is pinched around the tailbone. My left knee is pinched around his hip flexor. And from this position, let's first emphasize knee position. Okay, so we'll first start off by emphasizing knee position here. Your training partner's hands can be in a variety of different ways. He could be framed inside of my hands. Sometimes he's going to have his hands on my shoulders. Other times he's just going to have his hands in very tight and close. Okay, so it's going to depend a little bit on your reaction. There will be times that your training partner maybe tries to come up to an elbow. Okay, so there's a variety of different situations that may occur. Depending on your training partner's reaction, we'll go into our guard passing from that situation. So if he comes up to an elbow, we'll take a near side underhook and we'll start looking to flatten him out this way. We could look to take a body lock if he comes up to his elbow. Okay, we can take body lock. We could bring our head in front and look to start passing with the body lock. We could look to start handcuffing our partner and putting him down. Even if he stays down on a shoulder, as your training partner goes to shrimp out and away, he's going to give you opportunities to start connecting your hands for the body lock. In addition, you'll have opportunities to start swimming hands to the inside and getting a hold of your training partner's head, pulling him in, flattening him out, and working your way into mount position or other chest-to-chest pins. Okay, so you have a ton of options from there in terms of guard passing. You've completely neutralized his hips. Focus on your knee position, hunkering down on the hips, and then controlling your training partner's head after you've gotten to good knee position. So one more time, he hits a quick reap. We have all of our options here for tight waists and for ashibolos. From here, we're just going to come around and we're just going to stay down hunkered on our training partner's hips. We're going to bring our head in front and we're just going to make sure that from here we focus on tailbone sitting on the knees. So if he tries to open his knees and face me, it's tough. I don't want to have my knees too far wide here where he can start bringing knees in front. So focus on pinching your knees above your training partner's knee and right there at the hip. So there's minimal space for him to work. Okay, and your head can be in front of your training partner and we're just going to keep our hands in close. And so that way, if at any point he starts moving around, we have the opportunity to start locking our hands around his waist. If he comes up to an elbow, we have the opportunity to start taking near side underhooks, start taking a hold of the wrist, start locking body locks and flattening him out. If he's down, then we could start working, again, towards near side underhooks, towards cross faces, and working into all of our chest to chest passes from there. Okay, we're going to